Hello everyone, Amod here from the Target.com YouTube channel. And as you know that I have started a playlist on Java STEM concepts. But before that, before we go to deeper concepts of Java STEM API, we must need to understand lambda functions, lambda expressions, and before that, to understand lambda expression, we need to understand functional interface, and to understand the functional interface, we must know basics of interface. So in this video, we are focusing what is interface in Java. So let's not go to definition directly. Okay, let's understand the simple English meaning of interface. So here I have taken this definition of interface from Google, and this is English meaning. I am not talking in term of Java as of now, just the interface term. It says that a point where two systems, subjects, organizations, etc. meet and interact. Okay, so here you need to understand the words like point. Okay, where two systems or subjects meet and interact. So let me give you some real-time examples so that you can understand the above point. The suppose you are a non-technical guy and you purchase a laptop. Okay, because you can perform a lot of things. There's nothing like only software developers and testers should only buy the laptops. No, you can do a lot of work in your laptop, right? So you bought a laptop. So if you want to switch on your laptop, what you need to do? You need to press the power button, right? And your laptop will be on. If you want to switch off your laptop, okay, you can obviously press the power button again and it will be switched off. So did you really bother how that switch helped you to switch on and switch off your laptop? Are you really bothering what is happening inside? And do you really bothering like what is the mechanism, what the programming logic and other things they have written to switch on and switch off your laptop? No, right? Here you simply interacted or simply you given the instruction or like to laptop to switch on and switch off using the power button. Okay, that is interface. That power button is an interface which helps you to interact with your laptop. Same thing goes for keyboard. You have keypads, right? If you want to type something, if you want to pass any command, you need to use keypads. Using keypads, you are giving instruction to your laptop. If you are typing any document, right, you need to type something, so you need to press the keywords. It will be typed. So those keypads or power button are interface. Let me give you one more real-time example. If you go to any restaurant, right, so there is some kitchen and the chefs will be working there. Okay, so generally you don't go to kitchen and prepare yourself, no, right? There will be some person called waiters and they will come to you and they will ask what you want to order, and you need to say what you actually want, and that person will go to kitchen. He will give the instruction to chef. Okay, this people have asked this particular food, you need to prepare, and after that that food will be served. Here again you are not bothering how what happened internally. You got the food, so here waiter you can consider as an interface which helped you to communicate or interact with the kitchen. So this is called interface. Simple meaning, any point which helps you to interact. Now let's understand what is interface in Java. Okay, so interface in Java are contracts. Okay, now you might be confused again. Okay, now we learn something, a point which helps us to interact, and what is contract here again with terms of programming language. Okay, so let me give you a real-time example again. Suppose there is a car, right? When you imagine about the car, so you will get some what do you call that properties of it, right? What should be a car? It should be a it should have four wheelers, right? It should have some steering. It should have fuel tank. It should have some storage, right? It should have body. Okay, like this, some basic structure you get in mind, right? So suppose we have different car companies like BMW, Audi, and other things, other companies. So if you see all these companies are actually following the structure of something called car. They cannot give 100 wheels, right? They cannot give something like two steerings. Okay, not so in future they might give, but yeah, they need to follow something like, okay, this should be called a car. You cannot have a car with like there's no way to sit inside. Okay, that you cannot call a car. So these companies are following some contract. These companies are following some patterns to make a car. Okay, same thing applies here in Java as well. Okay, so suppose you want to develop, you want to what do you call that? Develop a calculator. Okay, in that method you want some methods like, okay, it should have some add method, then delete method, then subtract method, and then multiply methods. Okay, but you are not bothering how actually it will be performed. Okay, you have given something, okay, in this calculator these four functions should be there. Now you advise your developer or who is developing, okay, create me give me a calculator which should have these functions. You are not bothering how those functions will be performed internally. If you want to perform addition, okay, I will use this button to add something, I will use this button to subtract. Okay, so here you are defining some contract and giving to developers without bothering how they are going to implement that thing. Okay, that is interface, right? That is interface again here, that whatever contact you are giving, that is interface. This is used in your APIs concept as well. Suppose on a e-commerce website called Amazon, right? If you are purchasing anything, okay, so you need to pay obviously. So Amazon will be giving you some option to pay using bank login. Okay, and if you're in India, and also you can do UPI payment, you can do Apple Pay. There's so many things you can do, right? So actually Apple Pay is like different software, and your Amazon is different software. Okay, or I can say products. There are two different products. Amazon is interacting with Apple Pay to help customer to do the payment. Amazon doesn't know how Apple Pay is internally storing your data, how it will help you to pay, do the payment. Apple Pay just expose something like contract, and that Amazon need to use that contract to interact with the Apple Pay. Okay, this is actually happening in which you can call API as well. Okay, when two softwares are communicating with each other, API doesn't mean that your that it should be always internal. No, it can be external also. You can connect to any different software. You can have multiple APIs within the one software only, and you can communicate internally. Okay, so in all these examples you can find that one term called interface. By interface the point using that you are interacting to each other. So in Java interface are contact, and we know that why we are using it. So let's go to the definition of it. An interface is a reference type similar to class. Class is also a type, interface is also type, enum is also type. Okay, in Java. So in Java we have some rules for it. Like if you want to create any interface, okay, so that interface can contain only constants, okay, only constants, method signatures, default method and default method, static method, and nested types. So let's focus one word by word. Only constants. You cannot have any variables, and or you need to define constants. Okay. Method signature. What is this method signatures actually? So when I was giving the example of calculator where you have add method, delete method, right? So I just gave the contract. I don't know how it is going to work. I'm just giving the contract. The implementation depends on developer, right? And you can give this contract to other developers also. They will use this contract to write some code. So whatever contract you're doing, that is abstract, right? That is abstract. That will not have any method. That will not have any implementation. That is called method signature. If you are defining a method, if you are declaring a method without giving the body to it, without the implementation, it means it has method signature only. In contract, we need to do method signatures only. Okay, and it will be responsibility of other classes to implement that and give the logic to it, like developers. Default methods, you can have some methods, default method which can have body as well. These are coming from Java 8 concepts. So we can have static methods as well and nested types, like nested interfaces you can have. Okay, but the logic, the main concept of interface here, you should have some contacts without any method signature, sorry, without any implementation. Okay, that you can call interface. And there's so many different concepts in interface also. So but yeah, we'll cover that in some separate playlist. But as of now, you should understand that an interface should have the constants and abstract methods. Abstract methods means method without any body. Okay, and apart from that, obviously you can have default method and static methods. The line like method bodies means implementation exists only for default methods and static methods. Okay, this is from Java 8. Before Java 8, you will not have these concepts. Okay, and interfaces cannot be instantiated. They can only be implemented by classes or extended by other interfaces. So we when you create a class, so generally we create an object of it. That is called instantiation class, right? What is meaning of that? We create an object, right? We are able to create an object of a class because that class is complete. Okay, when you create an object, we know that how much memory will be allocated to that. But when you talk about interface, we cannot create an object of it, or we cannot instantiate it. Why? Because it is incomplete. Because you have just defined the contract, the implementation is still pending. That's why we cannot directly create an object of interface. We need another class which gives the implementation to your contract. Okay, so let's see some basic programs based on interface, and we'll move to another topic about the functional interface in next video. In the Eclipse, I'm going to create one interface. So it's new. You can select the interface here, and let me give some name like car or calculator. Okay, so we're not going to include like default and static method as of now. Just two things: it should have constants and it should have your abstract methods. Okay, means method signature. So again, the concept like how, okay, let me do public string my name. Then we define the variable like this, right, in any class. So if we define the variable like this, it is giving me some error. Let me mouse over on this cross sign. If you see there, the blank field, the blank final field, my name may not have been initialized. You can see the blank final field, right? Final. What is final in Java? Final keyword can be used to declare constants. Okay, and that is the point we learned here, that it can contain only constants. So in interface, by default, the variables will be final, public and final. So you can remove this public as well. Okay, and you can give some name. You can initialize it. Okay, so by default, this variable will be public and final. Okay, this is constant. Okay, you need to follow the concept of final keyword. Now, how do we create a method? Public void add. Okay, you can pass something like int a, or let me pass this much, add. Okay, and we create the method like this. Okay, if you do the mouse over again, here it's showing some cross sign. It's saying that change add to default, change add to static, remove method body. Three options it is showing. Okay, three options I can see here. So actually what is happening, this is actually called method body. Okay, this is called declaration. We are declaring a method here, and we are just trying to pass some body. So in interface we cannot have body to normal methods. To create the method with body, either you need to use static method or default method, which I am not declaring it, which I am not using here. So what option I have? I have third option, which you can see here. It says that remove method body. Okay, means you need to remove this one. Okay, it means this method is called abstract method, or you can see it's saying that we have here method signature. Okay, this is called method signature. Okay, so in interface by default the constants or variables will be public and final, and even the methods will be also public. No need to explicitly mention it. Okay, this is called only method signature. We are just defining, we are just giving the contract. Okay, I have this contract in which I have one variable and I have one method signature called add. I don't know how addition will perform. Same thing, you can put some variable as well, like int a, int b, whatever method signature you want to give, you can give. Okay, you can have return type as well. Now since this is a interface and we cannot, this is incomplete. Why incomplete? Because I just told that I want add. I don't know how to perform the addition. So I will call some developer, and that developer will be one guy, suppose developer. Okay, and this developer will implement the contract. Okay, for that you need to do implements what? Calculator. Implements calculator. Okay, now once you implement the calculator, this developer is responsible to complete this class. Okay, there's some different thing also. There's no need to complete all every time. You can have abstract classes as well, but that we'll see later. But go with the basic concept. Once this developer implements or takes this contract, he is responsible to finish the task or give the implement the contract. So to implement the contract, he needs to give the logic or method body to this method. So that's why when as soon as you implement this calculator, it is giving you an error. And if you mouse over here, you will see the type developer. Okay, developer is a class, and in Java class is a type like interface. Must implement the inherited abstract method calculator.add. What I told that the method signature is called abstract method there, right? So abstract method calculator.add. It is saying that okay, you need to implement, because you opted that okay, you implemented the contract. So implement the contract successfully, you need to define. Okay, you need to add the body to method. Simply click on add, and you can see the same method signature is coming here. Only difference is like this time you have this method body. Now here you need to perform some logic, whatever you want to write, because you're a developer, you know how to perform the addition. So I will do sys out a plus b. I did something. Okay, I successfully implemented the contract. Now you can use, like, you can create the main method, and let's create an object of developer class, new developer. Okay, and when you do the dev dot add, just pass 2 comma 3, right? And now you can see what is this error. Let me run the program, job application. So we can see it's giving me 5. Yeah, great. So this developer used the content given by this guy called calculator and implemented the body for the add method, and now you can use it, right? You can use this method. So this is actually the basic concepts of interface, and I hope you are understanding it. And I tried to explain in layman term. I'm not trying to cover all the concepts in one video, but it's starting with the basic concept of interface. What is interface? What is the meaning of it? Why do we use it? And now why it is called contract? Okay. So if you have any doubt, please comment on this video. If you really like my videos, please like, comment, subscribe, and share with others. Thank you, everyone.